Good morning, Year 5. Friday morning. Hope everyone's okay. Yesterday you started your narrative, hopefully using those skills for suspense or for creating suspense in your writing. And you got to the kind of top part of your story mountain where there's a problem, a dilemma. This is where the action kicks in. And today you're going to be looking at maybe part of that action depending on where you got to, and the resolve. So it's your final part of your writing today. So before you move on with that, I'd like you to read back what you've written so far and check that it makes sense. Obviously you're looking for spellings. If you've got a dictionary to hand, you could use your dictionary. Can you also check your punctuation, your capital letters, especially for names and things like that. And also if you have used any speech, just check if it's direct speech that you're using your inverted commas. Okay, so remember, we're focusing on creating suspense, building suspense, and how your characters' emotions are going to reflect this as well. So I've been busy today, and I've written the second part of my narrative that I will share with you in a moment. And my narrative includes something to do with what Zoe found yesterday in my writing. So I kind of thought I'd use something from one of my ideas from yesterday and bring it into my writing today. Okay, so I don't know if you can remember, in my waggle, Zoe found a little red cat collar. She heard the tinkling of a bell. She picked up the collar and she scratched herself on a thorn while she was doing that. Okay, and she kept that collar. She put it into her pocket, and I thought about it, and I thought, actually, I'm going to bring this idea into my waggle today. So let's check it out. Again, these are the things that you need to focus on today for your writing. So exactly the same as yesterday. You should write in the third person, so writing about Zoe, and use the past tense. You can get your character to ask questions, to think about different things that are going on in their setting and the environment, and you might use direct speech. So I've used a lot of speech in mine today. You have to be really careful when you're using direct speech. Don't overload your writing and turn it into a play script, because sometimes we can get really kind of wobbly about who is saying what. Okay, so we'll have a look at my waggle. When I've written my direct speech, start a new line each time for each character. Okay, so here's mine. I'll read it to you. I also mentioned yesterday in art about doing some illustrations for your writing, which would be great if you can send them in. Hopefully your cross-hatching went really well. This is an example of a Siamese cat. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to read part 2. I came up with a little title for my chapter called Inside the Belly of the Whale. Okay, here we go. As Zoe began to approach the whispers, she could make out that it was the voice of a young girl. Then, through the glimmer of candlelight, Zoe peered through a crack in a small wooden door. A girl was crouched on a makeshift bed in the corner of a dark room. The bed looked like it was made out of pallets and was balanced on some old Tesco crates, probably from the delivery van. Kit, where have you been? What have you done with your collar?" said the girl. She was holding up a scrawny-looking Siamese cat. It just softly purred back at her. The The girl was telling it off like a mother would to a child who had dropped a toy and lost it. I can't keep on searching for it every time you lose it. You know how many chores I had to do for Marshall to get it back last time? You keep sneaking off and you know what he'll do to you if he catches you, she cried. Zoe felt sorry for the girl. Zoe knew what it was like to lose something that was close to you. At that moment, she sneezed. It was unexpected and she couldn't control it. The cat hissed in her direction and the girl snapped, "Who's there? Show yourself!" Feeling slightly helpless, Zoe gently opened the door and stepped into the musty room. "Don't be afraid. Here, I have Kit's collar. I found it on some brambles outside." Zoe's scratch still stung. "Take it." The wild-looking girl suspiciously looked Zoe directly in her eyes. It unnerved Zoe. "Who are you? Where did you come from?" the girl asked sternly. Before Zoe had the chance to reply, she heard the door of the cathedral open and slam shut with a massive thud that boomed and echoed around the crumbling stone walls. "Katie! Katie! Get here now, before I lose my temper!" rasped the voice. Katie, the small girl, looked in the direction of the door. Zoe could see the fear in her eyes, and tears began to roll down her cheeks like lava flowing down the side of a volcano. She was trembling and looked like she was about to explode. "Quick, hide! If he finds you here, he'll kill you," she stuttered. It was too late to go back through the door, and there were no windows to escape from. The room was bare. The footsteps were heavy and urgent, and Zoe could hear a metal object being deliberately scraped along the ground. The noise terrified Zoe. "Where are you? I found something. Someone's here on my island," he bellowed, "and I'm gonna find them." Okay, so I kind of stopped there, but my intentions are to carry on, and you can see that Zoe is sort of trapped in this room. There's nowhere to escape from. So what's she going to do? So in this part, my character is going to try and hide underneath the bed. Okay, so I've got my resolve, my idea to work on. So that's the next step for my writing. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Hopefully you're going to introduce some new characters. I look forward to reading some of them if you send them in. Okay guys, so good luck with that. The Waggle will be in the resources, so if you want to have a look at writing speech, use of punctuation, anything like that, then feel free to have a look. Okay, really good luck with your writing. Have fun, and I will see you this afternoon for music. Okay guys, cheerio.